Okay, now I'm going to explain sum number 5, which is already solved for you because it's quite lengthy. But it's very simple if you're going to understand it systematically. We begin it quickly. We have algebraic expression. I have divided the entire algebraic expressions which are in the numerator and denominator into 4 parts for easy calculation. So I have named this as denominator as part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4. This being a division sum, I will let you know what's to be done further. I begin on to part 1 where my part 1 is 3x square minus x minus 2. Now we got to find the factors to this particular number and we learned this in our first exercise. 3 into 2 is 6. Now I'm going to begin finding the factors of the number 6. So 1 and 6, 2 and 3, alright. And further we can find out the other factors, 6 and 1 and so on. Now I want the number 1, the coefficient over here is 1, and I know that this particular combination of 2 and 3 is going to give me 1. How I am going to decide which number is going to have a plus sign or which number is going to have a minus sign? Very simple to understand the logic that 3 minus 2, first and foremost I got to understand by whether adding I'm going to get the second coefficient or by subtracting. So here the case is I'm going to get by subtraction. That means one is going to be positive and the other is going to be negative. Whichever sign is over here, that's minus sign, that's a sign of the greater number. So minus 3 and this is going to be plus 2. So 3 into 2 is going to be then minus 6. And minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. So we got 2 factors. So 3x square minus 3x plus 2x minus 2. Now between the first and the second term, 3x is common. So you take it outside. Only x remains inside. Put the minus sign. 3x divided by 3x is 1. Plus 2 is the common term in between the two of them. So you write 2 outside and in bracket is x minus 2 divided by 2 is 1. So the common brackets are x minus 1 and I put the uncommon terms in the next bracket. That's 3x plus 2 is what my entire factors to part 1. Now part 2 is the denominator over here. This particular denominator I've written it down. 1x square minus 7x plus 12. So 1 into 12 is 12. Now factors to the number 12, 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 4 and 3 are my different factors. Now I want the number 7 and I know by the combination of 4 and 3 is going to give me 7. Now whether it is going to be plus or is going to be minus. 4 plus 3 is 7 and 4 minus 3 is 1. So I'm going to use the combination of adding both of them. But the sign over here is negative. So I'm going to use the minus and minus rule to it. So minus 4 minus 3 is minus 7. That's absolutely correct. And minus 4 into minus 3 is plus 12. Now I got both my factors, so I'm going to say x square. I'm going to split that 7x as minus 4 and minus 3. So minus 4x minus 3x plus 12. The common term in between these two is x. So the uncommon will remain inside, x minus 4. Minus 3 is common. And I can write the same bracket again and then later check my answer is minus 3 into x is minus 3x and minus 3 into minus 4 is plus 12. Common bracket x minus 4 and the uncommon in another bracket x minus 3. I got the factors to my second number. Now we begin with the third one. The third one is 3x square minus 7x minus 6. 3 into 6, 18. Factors to 18, 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. I want the number 7 which I can get from the second one, that's 2 and 9. I know the difference between 9 and 2 can give me 7. So one has to be a plus sign and one has to be a minus sign. Now which sign has to be minus? this sign is minus here, that means the greater number should be minus, so it's minus 9 and plus 2. The factors 3x squared, the 7x is then split up into 2, that's minus 9x plus 2x minus 6. Now 3x is common in between these two terms, so 3x you take it outside. 3x squared divided by 3x, x remains. 9x divided by 3x minus 3 remains. Plus 2 is a common term in between these two. 2x divided by 2, x remains. Minus 6 divided by 2 minus 3. Minus 3 and minus x minus 3 and x minus 3 are the same common brackets, and the remaining I'm going to put in the other bracket, that's 3x plus 2. That's my third term. Expression completed. X square minus 4. 4 is nothing but the square of 2, so x square minus 2 square is x a square minus b square formula, so a plus b, a minus b. Now I have finished my first, second, third and fourth. Now I'm going to put in that order itself. Now my first one was x minus 1, 3x plus 2. So I'm going to write the same thing in the numerator, x minus 1, 3x plus 2. The second, the denominator was x minus 4 and x minus 3. I've written that in the denominator. The third one was x minus 3 and 3x plus 2. That's what I have written here. And the last one was x plus 2 and x minus 2. So I have written it here. So first, second, third and fourth. Now this division sign, when it's division, the first part, the left hand side of the division sign, I'm going to write as it is. Division turns to multiplication. And then I'm going to write the reciprocal of the second part. Reciprocal is you just flip it, write the inverse of it. What is in the denominator will appear in the numerator. What's in the numerator will come down to the denominator. So I have written this x plus 2 on top, and this 3x plus 2, I have brought this entire thing down to the denominator. Now our favorite part of it, of the sum, you try to cancel as much as you can. There is x minus 1 in the numerator, but I cannot see it anywhere down in the denominator. There is 3x plus 2 in the numerator and there is 1 in the denominator, so I'm going to cancel them. X plus 2 nowhere appearing. X minus 2 is nowhere appearing in the denominator. That means I further cannot cancel anything. So I'm going to now write my final answer. In the numerator I have x minus 1, x plus 2 and x minus 2. In the denominator I am left with x minus 4, x minus 3 and x minus 3. Since this x minus 3 is repeated twice, I can write it as a square of x minus 3 the whole square, and remaining I keep it as it is, and that's my final answer.